Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in-Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, and Traditions Healthcare. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jean Dorio,
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And guess what? Guess who's here today? Kevin Mcdonald, who is the CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. Welcome.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
welcome, Kevin.
Good. And also accompanying him is Natalie Soto. She's the Assistant Director of Support Services. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to you guys.
Thank you.
And Natalie, you're on first, kiddo.
All right. So, yes, I am the Assistant Director of Support Services at the Senior Center. And what Support Services is essentially supporting our seniors in the community, their families, their friends, and their neighbors, just to link them up to resources and our services at the Senior Center. We have care managers, which are very similar to social workers, that will answer your call, answer your questions, and link you up with programs at the Senior Center. Or if we don't have what you're looking for, we have worked with different agencies in the community that we can provide referrals to for you so that we can help you resolve your issue or whatever is going on in the family or the friendship that of the senior. We have different support groups at the Senior Center. We have a grief and loss support group by a licensed social worker, Etta Martin. She also facilitates a emotional support group, and both of these support groups are on Tuesdays. So you can find all of this information on our website. Right now they're all Zooms. And she also facilitates our Caregiver support group on Fridays. So that's a 2-part support group and a workshop starting at 9:30. I also coordinate health and wellness lectures, which I truly enjoy. We have a variety of health professionals from Henry Mayo to UCLA, City of Hope, tomorrow.
So them from all over the area. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so
That's
tomorrow we have UCLA on prostate health. So we can't forget about the men. Sometimes they neglect their health, so
Yes, they do.
so we really want to encourage them to listen to this webinar tomorrow by Dr. Donnan at UCLA. And next week we have City of Hope, Dr. Chu. She'll be talking about breast health. So we have both the men and women covered in the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
great.
Sounds like you're busy.
Yes. I enjoy being busy.
But isn't it more fun having the people able to come in to the senior center than it is talking to people on a big screen?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a world of difference. It really is.
Right. But we're doing the best that we can right now.
Well, now, do your support services go to the homes?
Unfortunately, not right now. Prior to COVID, we were going into the homes. Right now, we're just doing everything over the phone. And it has its pros and cons, but we're still trying to meet those needs as best as our ability.
Yeah. Well, to me, not being able to see a doctor is a con. I want to see, I want him to see me or her to see me, because you can tell a lot by looking at people, You really can. And it really, I would think that would really make a big difference.
Definitely. Yes. So we are being creative, There's a group of us, there's a team in support services, so we're always working with each other, consulting with our supervisor, with one another to find the best solution that is for the senior and the family.
Right. And Natalie, of course, it's been difficult times for our seniors. They've been under threat because of the virus itself, and more than anything else, we've been in isolation. And for a year now, and it's not been easy. I mean, psychologically, it has been very detrimental to many in our community. And now we're coming out of the HL, per se, and we're starting to open up again. And, we do hope that most of the seniors have received their vaccine. But with the opening, we our minds are a little bit more free. But there are ramifications, aren't there, Natalie, with everything that's gone on the past year?
Yes, definitely. We've had clients call in about a neighbor, they've seen the decline in their health and they wanted to sign them up for meals and they wanted to get some support for the family. So we are definitely hearing about it, even though we're not seeing it, but we definitely hear it from their loved ones who are very concerned about their loved ones and not being able to visit them and just dealing with isolation. So it is very detrimental.
Yeah, so on an individual basis, there are support groups for individuals. There are support groups with groups, and then there are caregiver support groups as well. And, let's talk a little bit about the group caregiver support group, because that's, conceptually people say, oh, the senior, that older adult is having problems, but surrounding that individual are others who are taking care of them sometimes and watching over them. And they are impacted as well by the same isolation, by the same depression that their loved one is going through. So how does it work for when you have your caregiver support group? How does, a lot of individuals don't have time to be able to, say, oh, it's at 2 o'clock today, and be able to, put that moment into their schedule. So how do you handle those caregivers that are out there that are trying to support those seniors?
Great question. So we do have the caregiver support group. We try to encourage them, between 9:30 and 12:30. If you can set some time apart, maybe have someone watch your loved one, and you can just work with this group of caregivers. They support each other. They talk about what's going on, and they provide insight. Like, this is how I managed with wandering. Maybe it'll work for you. And then if they can't, our licensed social worker, Etta, she's willing to talk to the caregiver outside of the group, one-on-one. That kind of goes into our counseling that we have. So we really try to work with the caregivers and get them linked up in the support that they need during this time.
Yeah, not an easy task, though, Natalie, is it? No. Sometimes they are the forgotten warriors for those individuals who are battling through the psychologic side. How about the other side of the coin, where one has financial problems? Maybe a large medical bill came through, or a large bill for their medication. Where do we go for that kind of information in terms of support? Because once you have financial difficulties, it's a burden. And so is that a general support group that one has, that you guys have, or are there people that kind of can wade through the possibility of someone not being able to pay their rent or buy their food and things like that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a loaded question. So when someone is in need in that way, we definitely suggest them to call the senior center. Again, we have our care managers, social workers, that can help you find resources to maybe get a discounted program at the hospital if you're unable to pay the bills. Sometimes we do have some emergency funds that we can't pay the whole bill, but maybe a small fraction of it just to help. But we get creative, with medications. You can reach out to the pharmaceutical companies and fill out a form. And if you're income eligible, you could get a discount. So again, we have to get creative.
Right. And a lot of people don't really understand, Natalie, that you are a resource for them. Mm-hmm. And they're sitting at home going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And of course, we're not all going to know what the circumstances are of somebody's life. Right. But to provide that information to an individual or a group at the senior center could make a huge difference in terms of straightening things out in one's mind. So there, right away, as those who are listening right now who might be impacted and not sure what to do, the thing to do is to call the senior center right off the bat. Clarify your mind, get it cleared up with, your questions, because not everybody knows these answers. But the senior center is there to help and make that difference. So they can call 661-259-9444, and they would just ask for supportive services. Is that what they do?
Yes, that's correct, and that can be reached at extension 130.
130.
Yes.
Well, that's great information. And so, I think our seniors are worried right now, more worried than they have, but because all of us are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, it is helping, Natalie, isn't it?
Yes,
but
it is.
Even that aspect of it doesn't, some of our seniors have gone through literally PTSD with the isolation, and it has not been easy. But, there are classes, there are activities, there are things to do, and people don't know about it. And Kevin knows that we've utilized the parking lot for outdoor movies, for entertainment in terms of comedy shows and bingo, concerts. All of this has taken place despite the fact that, we've been isolated. But if people aren't aware of this, like they're not understanding what their needs are, and having a entity like social services or supportive services at the senior center, they won't seek it. And that's why it's important for those who are listening to our show, they get the idea and understanding they're not alone in this. They have a place to go, and you can get help. And the thing is, sometimes you're okay, but friends around you might not be surviving. And so it's always good to point them in the right direction. That makes a great deal of sense in terms of coordinating and making sure you get the right help. Because sometimes you can get the wrong help too, and that could be bad and detrimental as well. Mm-hmm. So when they call, they just call you, and you somebody takes the story, Natalie, and you then kind of figure out what round hole they might go to, or that they can get the right person to talk to.
Right, exactly. They call, and we listen, and then we problem solve. So.
Well, now, one of the things that when I was, quote, stuck at home because of age and because of my two children, Mother, you do not go out. It's too dangerous for you. One of the things that I did was I did jigsaw puzzles.
Yes.
I did over 70 of them.
Wow.
And for Christmas, two of my grandkids gave me a puzzle board where I can, instead of stooping over the card table, I was able to put it on the table, and it lifted up. And the pieces don't fall off because it's a cloth backboard. And I'm thinking, wow, that really saved me, because my mind was active. I was constantly moving around looking for pieces, and sick and tired of watching the television,
It gave you purpose.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Challenge number 1,
Yes.
challenge number 2.
Yes.
But the other thing also that helped me was talking on the phone with someone, with a friend. And I'm wondering if you also have that capability. If a senior wants to talk to somebody,
Yes.
you have people there who can talk.
Yes.
And just sit and have a friendly chat with them.
We do what is called at the senior center is called telephone reassurance. So what this is a friendly phone call. We have, again, care managers that give our seniors a call maybe a couple times a week. And it's just how are you doing? How's your day? And some people just say, hi, thanks for the call, while others will tell you their life story.
Yes.
So, and they really appreciate these calls. Really appreciate that.
Oh, yes, because that was critical for me, to pick up the phone and call my neighbor, because she wasn't coming out, call my daughter, call my friends. Everybody was stuck at home. But it was so nice to sit and chat on the phone. you
It
know.
was, yeah.
My daughter would
And
call constantly, Mother, your line is always busy. Do you nothing but talk? And I said, yes.
and remember, Barb, we used to go over to the senior center for lunch.
Yes.
And when we had that available, and we will, I hope soon, but we used to sit around. They have the oval tables, and we'd sit around, and maybe 8 to 10 of us would be sitting together yakking away. We've been able to transfer those conversations to the telephone as well, virtually. So we have groups that now meet just as if you're sitting at the lunch table. I mean, you get to see the other person. And if you want, you can eat at home, make everybody jealous of your meal. And it's to me just like we've done exactly what we used to do at lunchtime at the senior center, but we're able to do it now because of the efforts of the staff at SCV Senior Center. This is great stuff. You guys haven't skipped a step here in terms of sustaining the seniors in our community.
No, that's wonderful. It really is.
And if I could just share one event that we're having next month, it's called our Caregiver Retreat and Recharge. It's for our caregivers in the community. We want to honor them and just thank them for all their hard work that they've been having to do during COVID. It's made it more complicated. So this event is Saturday, May 22nd from 11:30 to 1. We'll have a guest speaker, Alexia Bina, a musical group, Women on the Move trio. We'll have lunch,
Whoa.
door prizes, and rechargeable gift bags. So
Rechargeable gift bags. Whoa.
we just want to inspire the caregivers and just motivate them to keep doing the awesome job that they've been doing.
That's
Do
terrific. That's
they have to
terrific.
make a
And
reservation for that?
Yes, it will be a drive-in event, so registration is required, and everything will be on our website shortly. So look for it next week. And it'll be up there.
You have to know how many rechargeable bags you're going to have, right?
Exactly.
Jean, I have some sobering news that I have to bring up to let our community know about. If you remember last week,
Yes.
Michelle Dorsey was brutally murdered, allegedly by her husband, and she left behind 3 children, 3 boys, aged 9, 11, and 13. And they've been adopted by Michelle's sister who lives in Castaic. Her name is Jessica Jordan, who also has 3 small children of her own. And KHTS and the Santa Clarita Coalition are assisting by raising money to purchase a Suburban, a vehicle that's large enough for Jessica to transport those 6 children to and from school and other activities. So if you can assist, please visit SantaClaritaCoalition.org. That's SantaClaritaCoalition.org. And all assistance would be greatly appreciated. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS, and we are now on a short break. Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we've just said goodbye to Natalie, and now we'll talk with Kevin Mcdonald, CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center.
All right.
Yes.
Great to be here.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. It's nice to have Natalie on the show today. Natalie's the Assistant Director for Support Services. And, often the Senior Center is described, the place for food a lot of times, but an equal department is that support services. When we have 25 social workers, and they're called care managers, ready, willing, and able to assist anyone basically for free. So how many times in life can you get a counselor that you got to talk to, and it's free on the other end of the line? And how many times do you have to problem solve, and we don't have all the answers, but they're charged with digging up the answers for you to see, how do I get this service? How do I get that service? I'm running into this situation. Who can I talk to? And I think that support services whole concept is just, and it keeps growing, and it's funded by the County of Los Angeles through the WEDAX program, but we have the social worker station in Santa Clarita and also in Antelope Valley. And many of them have been coming into the office every day since the pandemic started to get those phone calls, to keep the lines open. So I just hope the community takes advantage
to make a difference. I mean, I really don't know how you guys did it, but you've done it. You've allowed us to get through this and made every effort and use your creativity and ingenuity to muster up the ability to get out there and use, moving to a new facility and being only a year old, a pandemic hits, and then saying, okay, let's use the parking lot, and we'll get food out that way. We'll get entertainment out that way. I just don't know, Kevin. I think you guys are definitely going to be the unsung heroes of Santa Clarita and people will recognize that for the next few years at least for what you have done. And Natalie and many of the people over there, like yourself, have done that. And I think our community owes you a tremendous amount of indebtedness to what you have done. So, yes, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. So the big question is, we don't know yet when the senior center will be open. But I'm wondering, any thoughts or ideas about when that might take place and how it's gonna take place?
Well, we're working on that now. We put together a really nice small committee right now to work on. We call it the Reimagining Committee, of reimagining what the senior center will look at post-pandemic. And that's an important thing to do. We don't have a date in mind. We're going to watch as society unravels and opens up. And, it's still people getting their legs on the ground still with restaurants and things like that. So we're going to watch everything for a while here. And we're still in the orange tier as we go forward. So we're definitely planning, and we're thinking creatively and outside the box of what it will look like. Will we ever have 400 people, crash our doors at lunchtime at 11 a.m. anymore? Probably not. We're going to look at different ideas for doing that, a little bit more outside dining and possibly even a reservation system and who you can sit with and things like that. So that really everything's on the table as we go forward to saying we want to provide the service, but we can change it up a little bit and have a little fun with it in the post-pandemic era, and especially with the opening, which would be something very gradual, as you can imagine. It's not just going to be the doors open one day. So we're working on that. We want to be safe, as you can imagine, and we just want people to be safe and comfortable. And it's taking it one step at a time. We're still in April, and and that's okay. So I guess the message we have is we want it to, but we're not in a rush because we want things to play out the right way. We want to give just people that comfort. So because when they come in the door, everyone's going to be hugging each other because they haven't seen anybody in a year. That's true. And so we have to be careful with that mindset, which we love you, but we're going to do it the right way when we open. So we have a nice team, and I'm really blessed with an incredible team of directors and the board and everybody else that surrounds us to give us the good counsel as we go forward. We're very lucky to have great advisors on us from the county and the city. And our own staff and volunteers. So we're looking forward to the opening, but we're going to take it one step, 1 month at a time as we go along here.
Well, I know that one area is your Meals on Wheels. Good heavens above.
Yes.
The number of meals that you have given out since this pandemic started is unbelievable.
Yeah, we're breaking 350,000 plus, and Senior Center as a whole, before the end of June, we'll break 1 million of meals being delivered. And I go back to this is Volunteer Appreciation Week, okay? And today we're honoring some of our volunteers at the Senior Center. And we have 110 Meals on Wheels drivers. We have 5 staff in a drive-thru, and I have another 10 people helping out with food services, processing the food every day. So 130 volunteers have come out in the pandemic the past year, and we're just so grateful. And the city, everyone's honoring them a little bit today with certificates, and the county and everybody else is helping out with certificates for them. And we're just so grateful those volunteers stepped up and are delivering those meals. And they're working in other areas. The drive-through, we never needed volunteers for a drive-through before. And Jackie Hartman leads her team out there every single day since the pandemic started, 5 days a week, to give those seniors a smile. And they know everyone by first name. You pull up in your car, we don't even need a name sign anymore. We know who you are, and we know your dog's name as well, because the dog gets a treat if you bring your dog, but don't share that with too many people.
I can appreciate that. As you know, I used to be a home delivered meals driver, and I loved it. I just loved it. And so many of the seniors would be waiting at the window, waiting and looking to see when I'm going to come in there and bring them their food. And it was so nice to go in and sit and chat for a few moments because they were lonely,
Right.
by themselves. And just to have someone go in there, even if it's just the middle of the day for lunch,
Yeah.
but to sit down and have a few minutes chat with them. And it was a good feeling for me to be able to do that and see the gratitude.
And we want to give that opportunity to other people. And we are, as society's opening up a little bit, we're losing a few of our volunteers. So we are looking for Meals on Wheels drivers. It has to be a commitment. It's not just a one-time thing, as you know. We need someone to commit for 6 months to a year, either 1 day a week or 2 days a week. But it's a great opportunity. A lot of retirees do it. It gives them a sense of purpose. It helps us tremendously get those meals out, to get that smile on the face. Right now, it's knock and drop and smile. And hopefully soon we'll be able to talk to them in their homes, but not just yet. But that service is in need of drivers. So if we could spread the word about drivers, they can apply on our website. So.
And you have had 110 hero driver volunteering for all these months, and they have done a tremendous job. But, numbers help us, Kevin, and I just think the numbers of meals that have been provided by our senior center is amazing. It's incredible. It is outstanding, and I would just like our listeners to know the number of meals that you are now providing to the people here in Santa Clarita and in the Antelope Valley as well. If you can throw those numbers out, I think people will be astonished as to how many meals are prepared and sent out on a Monday through Friday basis, and even to cover the weekends as well. And every time you tell me this, I'm just like, I'm in tears because of what you have done and how you have increased the program, from a few hundred to over 1,000. So let our listeners know. I it's not bragging. I don't feel it's the truth, and you had to rise to the occasion, and these numbers reflect that. Can you tell us what your numbers are right now?
Sure. The basic number is for Santa Clarita Valley, we're doing 1,300 meals a day, right around that number.
Wow.
1,300 meals every day, and then we deliver, and we're producing meals for 7 days a week. So that's 1,300 times 7. And that's what's happening every day. And I can tell you, all these different departments have an impact on this because we have to assess people. People come to the drive-through or the Meals on Wheels. But 1,300, and the cooks are in there every day cooking. And yesterday we produced a beautiful salmon yesterday, and 505 people just came through the drive-through. The drive-through, well over a year later, 505 people came to pick up their lunch, and we're so glad the service is available. Now, we're supported through the County of Los Angeles, so we give a lot of credit to them for backing us. The money funds through the Older Americans Act, which is a federal law, and comes down through us and through the county. So we're fortunate that they've also stepped up to the plate and said, continue to serve the people, because we haven't been able to turn anyone down, and there's no waiting list. And as long as you're over 60, we can serve you one way, shape, or another. So it's nice to have that as your back, and the county supporting us as we go forward.
Now, how many do you deliver to the Antelope Valley?
There's another 1,300 people that we take care of in the Antelope Valley, and they get 7 meals a week as well. So there's a lot going on. We have a great team out there. And, our motto is just, we're here to serve, and we'll figure it out later. So serve the people, whether it be through counseling or nutrition or whatever they need, or handiwork, or whatever type service they need, and we'll figure the other stuff out later. And there's also, the recreation and the drive-in events. It's just serve, and we'll figure out the rest later. And if you keep that mindset, we want to take care of the seniors of the Santa Clarita Valley and the Antelope Valley, and that's so important. And we're just trying to continue to, what's their need, and what can we do better, or what can we do more for you? And we continue to need to get that feedback.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of people in Palmdale.
Yes.
My goodness. Do you go as far as Lancaster?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's the entire Antelope Valley.
It's
then.
Most of the Antelope Valley. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Wow.
So.
That's incredible. absolutely incredible.
So, but it's also, like I said, it's Volunteer Appreciation Week, and our shout out to all the volunteers in our wonderful community. I know the hospital's doing some things to honor their volunteers. It's just some really wonderful things in this community that we cannot do without. It's a giving community, and for that we are all so lucky as nonprofits.
That's very true, and volunteering is a big part of it. I mean, can you imagine if you had to pay all these people?
Right.
You wouldn't be here.
No, and they're doing it. They're doing it on a daily basis. You have your board of directors, which is wonderful. You have your committee members. You know, we had a committee meeting last night via Zoom, and all these people just volunteering their time, saying, "How can we make life better for seniors?" And when you have that come together, and the other nonprofits, I think, share my enthusiasm for how fortunate we are for this community.
Well, tell us about that meeting.
Oh, the meeting last night. Yes, we started planning Celebrity Waiter again.
Yes.
So, Celebrity Waiter happened last year, right before the pandemic hit on February 29th. So we just got it in, not knowing what was going to happen 2 weeks later,
right.
Of course. And as we closed down, we decided to push it off the date as far as we can, and we're going to move it to July 17th as outdoor eating in our beautiful courtyard and the ground surrounding outside. So it'll be a live event with some limited table and some limited seating, but we're still going to go for the live event for Celebrity Waiter. And we're just the theme name, which we're going to announce very shortly, is Bella Notte at Bella Vita. So
very good.
Bella Notte.
Bella Notte at Bella
Italian.
A beautiful night at Bella Vita, which means a beautiful life. A beautiful night at Bella Vita.
Beautiful.
That's
Got it?
great.
Now, Barbara, you're smiling, so it's okay. We're heading. And Barbara's already a table sponsor as of today, so thank you very much for jumping in there right away.
Oh, yes.
And it's an Italian night under the stars. So, and we're not going inside at all. It's an Italian night under the stars, and it'll be beautiful in July, and a chance for people to come together and reward, these Meals on Wheels drivers that we're talking about, and the drive-through, and take care of the senior center as we try to meet our financial commitments.
And let's hope the weather cooperates.
It'll be beautiful that night, Barbara. It's July 17th in
Yep,
Southern California.
well.
It'll be
But
just fine.
that's a hot night.
No, not in our schedule. It'll be great.
Well, as long as you can sprinkle me every once in a while so I'll cool down.
We'll make sure everyone's well taken care of.
Well, we need to take a break in a minute, but I would like also to remind everyone about the Santa Clarita resident who was brutally murdered by her husband, and she left 3 boys behind, and they've been adopted by Michelle's sister, a Castaic resident, Jessica Jordan, who also has 3 children of her own. And KHTS and the Santa Clarita Coalition are assisting to raise money to purchase a Suburban. And that's a vehicle large enough for Jessica to transport 6 children from school and other activities. And please consider assisting by visiting SantaClaritaCoalition.org. That's SantaClaritaCoalition.org. And now we're going to break. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Celebrate the new year with the Canyon Theater Guild's new spring online youth workshops. Express yourself from the comfort of your own home with super fun classes like improv, script writing, audition techniques, and 2 brand new shows specifically designed for online performances. No borders, no experience necessary, and no end to the fun. Call 661-799-2702 or visit us at canyontheater.org.
Fruit arranged like flowers? What a delicious idea! Edible Arrangements specializes in creating a variety of fresh fruit arrangements overflowing with fresh, hand-designed fruit and filled with strawberries, pineapple, grapes, cantaloupe, honeydew, and seasonal favorites. Made to order in a size you select and ready to eat and enjoy. You can even add chocolate to any arrangement. Edible Arrangements is always fresh, always appropriate, and always appreciated. Order yours today, 253-0052 or ediblearrangements.com. Edible Arrangements is on Soledad near Bouquet Canyon.
You just had an accident. Now what?
I'm Caesar from Body Shop 661. After you get into a car accident and call your insurance company, chances are they're going to send you to a cut-rate auto body just to save themselves some money.
So, what do I do?
Call me at Body Shop 661. Your car will get taken care of as if it were my own. no second-rate parts, and the job isn't finished until it's done right. Body Shop 661 handles all types of vehicles, foreign and domestic. Plus, I work with all insurance companies.
Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. On Ruther, just past Home Depot. Call Body Shop 661 at 251-2252.
Hey, this is Patty from KHTS. Join me and the gang at Ulrich Barnes as we celebrate their grand opening in Sand Canyon. We'll give away a stash of prizes on Saturday from noon to 2 at the corner of Sand Canyon and Soda. We'll see you soon.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And now that Natalie has left us, Kevin, you're on board, kid.
All right, sounds
What's
good.
up?
We have a lot going on. First of all, we've been working with the County of Los Angeles for a while, and we've become a vaccine site for one wonderful Saturday in May. So that's the good news we want to share, and that's going to be on May 1st.
May 1st.
May 1st is you can come to the Bella Vita, the Senior Center. It's going to be, again, an outside drive-in. We do everything drive-in here. And with LA County and Fugic Genetics, they're going to, they're sending up a mobile team, and you can sign up online. So if you go to the Senior Center website, you'll be able to click on the button. They ask you a series of questions, and then you could register for the time at the SCV Senior Center on Saturday, May 1st. And the follow-up vaccine will happen several weeks later, also on a Saturday at Bella Vita. So we have
3 weeks later.
Right. So I checked the website just yesterday, and we have about 350 openings still there for that Saturday, May 1st. So if you feel comfortable and convenient in coming over to the Senior Center on that Saturday, and I believe it goes from 8 to about 3:45 in the afternoon.
Well, that's going to be a busy day.
And it's going to be a busy day, and we're grateful that they were able to choose us and were able to send their team out. So we're very helpful. So but it's a different type of website, and it's all based through the county. So please go to the Senior Center website, myscvcoa.org, and right on the front page there you can click on and start going the process to make a reservation.
Terrific. Now, you don't serve Meals on Wheels that day, do you?
No, it's a Saturday, so we're good.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, Barbara, as soon as the vaccines are over, the comedy team comes out literally that afternoon at 5 o'clock, and we have a comedy show at 5 o'clock, so you can get your vaccine and stay for a comedy show at 5 if you like.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
So we are busy every minute of the day that we can help it there. So it's an important thing. So again, if you feel comfortable coming to Bella Vita and you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, May 1st, that's Saturday, nice and convenient in Santa Clarita.
Between 8 and 3:30.
Yes, and if you go to as you register, it'll give you different times that you can choose as the times fill up.
That's terrific. That's a wonderful service. It really is. Among the many that you offer.
Well, we get a lot of support, and our team will be out there and help it out. So we have the vaccine that day, and then like I said, we have the events are. When we first started this several months ago, I talked about the events, but I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And this lady named Blythe Birchall on our staff helps us out. They have grown. We're almost selling out with 50 to 60 cars every single event.
Wow.
And the music we're bringing in is incredible. The comedians are coming up from LA, and they're incredible. Bingo was overflowing. They had 55 cars for bingo, which means over 106 people came just for bingo on a Tuesday afternoon. So we didn't know this was going to grow, but obviously the need is there, and they still have to stay in their cars. But they get something to eat and a drink as they come through. Almost everything is free.
And they're out.
And
they're
out
of
their
house, and they can wave at everybody who's there.
It's amazing because they're honking their horns because they learn to interact with the people on the stage. You have to honk your horn or ring your cowbell to give feedback. And the basic joke from the comedian is, I'm here, I'm talking to the 405 freeway, because all they're looking at is cars and trying to get some feedback. So there's just a lot going on. We have this Saturday coming up, we have Seabiscuit. So we're showing Seabiscuit on the big screen driving at 7:30 at the Senior Center. Again, go to our website. It's free. And come out with whoever you feel comfortable in your car. And the sound is great. And it's a massive screen that pops up in our parking lot on Saturday. So that's at 7:30 this Saturday. And then almost every Saturday in May, there's something different. So the comedy team that's been coming out have been so good. So good. And sometimes it's not your family comedy, but it's really good comedy regardless. And then on the second Saturday, we have a group called Desperado. And it's an Eagles tribute band, and they're coming out. And we've had some music that I wish other people had heard, because I'm sitting there and just enjoying the heck out of this great music. And it's like, I wish more people were here. So again, the concerts are free. So come out and listen to Desperado, the Eagles tribute band, and come and stay in your car and have a good time. And it comes over the FM transmitter, so it works in your car if it gets too cold or too hot. We take care of you that way. And just so you got your movie night, your comedy night, and your concert every single month, and then you have your bingo. So you can't say you're bored on a weekend in Santa Cruz if you can go to all these different things in the meantime.
Not.
And we're going to keep these going long. When society opens up, we're still going to keep these going. They're so important to keep the outdoor events going and safe. But we're just going to keep it rolling because people need to have an access to something free and available at the Senior Center.
Yeah. And your one fundraiser that you're having, Celebrity Waiter Dinner, will assist.
Yes, and that all backs us up.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of our recreation is supported by the city of Santa Clarita, and we couldn't do it without them backing us financially with making this happen and making this avenue available to everybody, even in the pandemic. So it's really, really nice what's going on. The drive-ins have just really worked out well, and I hope more people take advantage of them.
Well, you have an enormous parking lot over there. It's absolutely enormous. Mm-hmm. And room for lots and lots and lots of cars.
Yes, we're very fortunate that all this is happening.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So check out our website for all the information and to register for everything. Everyone has to be registered, but check out our website and go there.
Well, now, when you do the shots, are you going to have cones so that you can go up and down?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, like they did at Magic Mountain.
Just like we do at the drive-through for the lunch service.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, that keeps you from getting overly crowded.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
When you've got some clear space, you can see where you're going, how long you figure it's going to get there, and just
healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access